Talk and Power, your motorsport and motoring radio show. Now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive. And podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
All right, episode 110 of the Talk and Power podcast. I'm Nick DiCimbri and I'm joined with my co-host. We've got a full studio. Everyone on the radio station will be happy to hear that. I'm here with Todd Brinkworth. Todd, thanks for joining us.
No worries.
Simon Gonzo Travellini over there. Thanks for joining us, Simon. And right over there in the corner, we got Brendan Franklin. Brendan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, fellas.
It's good to have everyone here back in the studio. And I just want to kick off by saying that we are deeply sorry for the people of Bunbury. They might be thanking us for not going, actually. Who knows? But yeah, we're deeply sorry we weren't able to attend the Bunbury Geograph Motor Museum show that was on a couple of weeks ago. Perth was in a lockdown and we weren't able to get down there.
No, but I did hear they still had a ripper of a day, apparently. I had many friends from Australian, Bunbury and surrounds that went and had a look and said it was still a great day. So shout out to the Bunbury Motor Museum. We will get down there again.
We will. Christine, if you're listening.
Later.
And I know Christine does listen.
Yeah.
She does listen all the time.
So if you guys had have left a few hours earlier...
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
But it's interesting you bring that up, Simon, because I'd like to talk about that. That's you're right. We could have left on Friday night and made it down there, but I felt that wasn't in the spirit of the lockdown.
Oh, that spirit thing again.
Yeah, I like to bring the spirit of something in when it suits my agenda.
Spirit of the
I was
rules.
about to say, you're probably one of the only few people that, maybe followed the rules.
Oh, I think there was plenty of people that had spirit. That
weekend.
Anyway.
I know a few people that still left at 6 o'clock on Friday night. Anyway, we won't name names, but
we're not naming names. Anyway, we'll leave that at that. That's all fair enough. Just quickly, what have you guys been up to anyway?
Work.
Yeah,
You've been up to
work.
Brendan, I know you've been up to work as well.
Been up to work, and after work, been up to work as well.
Yep.
Edited some videos.
How's the baby going well?
Going really well, yeah. We took him out, took the HZ out on the weekend, so he jumped in and we took him for a lap yesterday up the coast. It was good. He was chilled the whole way. He's a pretty happy kid. Can't complain at all, so yeah.
That's
really
nice
good.
to hear.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, yeah, as I said, we're disappointed for missing the Bunbury show, but anyway, life goes on. And Christine, we will get down there, and thanks for all your support in any event. I want to kick off. I'm going to change the rundown a little bit here. I want to talk about something special that happened very recently. Jack Miller winning the MotoGP. I think it would be appropriate to kick off the show with that. I know it's further down in the run list, but let's start off with that.
So we saw Jack Miller shine about 5 years ago. Satellite Ducati team, not that well funded, and a torrential rain race, and Jack just drove through the pack like he was in a different race, in a different class. And I believe back then, I think the bookies were paying 1,000 to 1.
Wow.
Fast forward 5 years, and we haven't. We've just seen him. He's trying. He qualifies well. He's top qualified on a number of occasions. He's shown glimpses of what he can do. But last night, what he did, it was just unbelievable. Just showed so much maturity, so much control. Started the race qualifying third, and just kept the pressure on, and worked his way to the top. And then once he was in the lead, and this was where I really saw a different Jack Miller than we have seen in the past. He controlled the race from the lead. As the gap closed up, he would widen the gap. And he just went as fast as he needed to be and where he needed to be. And I really hope that this is a sign of the Jack that we're going to see for the rest of this season, because he is now officially a championship contender.
Yeah, most certainly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not... break out, even extend his lead on the last lap?
Correct, he did.
Yeah, so
he did.
He didn't back off. Even he had probably the opportunity to back off. He actually went faster on the last lap.
He controlled the gap.
Yeah.
And I guess, see, when you watch those bikes, particularly with the new super slow-mo technology, and you can appreciate this, Brendan, you can see how much the back of that bike's sliding.
Yeah.
Now, the more aggressive you are, the more you're going to shred that rear tyre. So you need to have that ability to conserve it, and you need to find that balance between, not ending up in second or third as we have seen in the past, but not destroying the tyre at the same time. And he mastered it last night. It was the best ride I had ever seen Jack Miller perform in his entire career.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, certainly. And proud to be Australian and Italian at the same time.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Casey Stoner days.
Yeah.
So, I hope that we see a lot more podiums for Jack this season, and hopefully this is his season. We've talked about it a couple of times that, it's going to be this year, but, I mean, it was just a masterful ride. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Do you think Marquez's fall that he had again in practice, pretty bad one, this is having now a number of falls he's having, is this having an effect on his confidence? Would that explain his 9th position in this race?
It's a hard thing to answer, because on the one hand, you could argue that the rest of the field and the rest of the manufacturers have caught up, if not even possibly surpassed him. You could argue that Honda may have been withholding some technology. I mean, if you remember, they had the Öhlins shock introduced, sort of mid-season, and we saw a massive jump in the performance of the Hondas. I don't know. I mean, it was a bad crash. His arm did survive. That was a big concern for the team and himself and his doctors. But I think if you were going to say that anything may have dampened his confidence, it would be in the fact that the front just washed out. And Nakagami, exactly the same thing on the same turn happened to him. So if there was anything that was going to, sort of rattle you, that'd have to be in.
Yep. No, understandable. I have one other question. What happened to the Yamaha? More importantly, Fabio Quartararo. What's that? He fell off the cliff. He actually fell off the cliff that bad. He didn't even finish in the top 10.
Does anyone know what his tyre selection was?
I don't recall.
Wasn't it medium?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking the question.
I'm pretty sure.
Because Miller and Bagnaio, the number 2 Ducati, were both medium, I believe.
I'm pretty sure they were both mediums, and there was some footage they showed of the rear tyre coming to bits. You could see it flapping around in the breeze, but apparently it was the front tyre that just let go.
Just went off.
Yeah, over pressurized due to heat.
Could be.
That's what they said on the.
I mean, I guess
broadcast.
if you brake hard, and he is a late braker. Look, Yamaha's come in leaps and bounds from a couple of seasons ago, and their own engineers admitted a couple of seasons ago that their bike was, bit of a pile of crap.
But Franco Morbidelli's Yamaha, that's a 2-year-old bike, that one.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be...
Nick, how many times have we seen satellite teams surpass the factory teams?
Yeah. With older technology.
I mean, Nakagami went back to his 2020 bike.
Yep.
Pre-race. So, look, I don't know how it works in the world of MotoGP, but let's take something, of similar purity, go-kart racing. Guys that are serious about it, no matter what age, they'll have different chassis for different tracks. It could be the thickness of the rear axle. It could be how the side pods are attached. It's all about getting the chassis flex right, spacing the wheels accordingly, different track, etc., different toe in, toe out, whatever the case may be. It may be that some of these chassis have been developed around tracks that they don't suit other tracks. Who knows?
This was a Yamaha, and for those listening, I'm saying that in inverted commas, this is a Yamaha track, so...
it wasn't last night.
No, it certainly wasn't. Congratulations to Jack Miller. It was great to see. Hey, Moto 2, what are you going to say?
That's the other... No, what I was going to say is the tracks that we've got coming up now are, in inverted commas, Ducati tracks.
Yep.
Long straights, high-speed sections. So if he can dominate on a Yamaha track, what's he going to do on a Ducati track?
Yeah. Moto 2, Remy Gardner. How great was that as well?
Yeah.
That was awesome. And it was great to see Remy come out, congratulate Jack at the end of the race. So we had 2 Aussies.
Yeah.
It was really great to see.
And you know, it's funny you should bring that up because I just wanted to catch the qualifying results before I left tonight, and I put it on, and you know, they have the flags for the countries, and my wife said, only one Aussie. And I said, no, there's one coming up through the ranks. It will be here soon. Just watch this space.
It'd have to be next year, a birth next year, you would think. Even maybe this year, eh? Do you reckon?
Nah, maybe testing later this year or next year, but I'd say the year after.
Yeah, I was gone.
Yeah,
Okay.
2023, I reckon.
Oh, 2023. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, not even next year. Okay, righto. Okay, well,
Yeah.
congratulations to him anyway, and he's...
I mean, you know, he would want to, for his own personal self. He's young, you know what I mean? So he's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
And I'd say he'd want to win a championship in a lower category before he moves up.
Yeah, okay. No, fair enough. Hey, we're going to take a short break here because we're due to take a break. We'll be back with more, lots more. We've got a heap to get through tonight, so we'll be back with more right after this. Okay, Talking Power Podcast, episode 110. I'm Nick DeChembra, joined with Todd Brinkworth, Simon Gonzo Travellini, and Brendan Franklin over there. You're listening to us on 88.5 FM, where the Valley comes alive, and on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. You can find us there. A big shout out to everyone on the radio, and a big shout out to the Mustang Owners Car Club. Unfortunately, they had to cancel their event recently due to the lockdown, and hopefully they can have that event. It's the roundup, I think they call it, and hopefully they can have that soon. Paul White from the Mustang Club reached out, so hello to Paul. Hopefully we can do something with you guys soon. We're all big fans of Mustangs, aren't we?
Yes.
Heaps out on the coast yesterday, up and down. Like
Well,
66s.
They were supposed to be there, so
They were all out though. They were driving around.
Was there a Ferrari thing on yesterday? Because I saw I don't know what you call them, a gaggle of Ferraris. I don't know. Going up the Tonkin, heading north.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure.
No, late model ones like, you know, ones
of-
that start with 3s.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What, $3 million or something?
300,000, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so shout out to those guys and shout out to everyone listening to us on 88.5 FM. Hey, we need to get on to our friend Ed Tassone, friend of the podcast, good friend of Simon's.
hang on a sec. It'd be a herd, wouldn't it?
A herd of, you're right.
Yeah, because
The prancing horse.
And
Yeah,
they
it
were
would
in a
be a
gallop.
herd. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
We need to talk about our friend Eddie Tassone from Active Automotive. Bolted a set of radials on and got into the 6's. Now I'm going to throw over to you, Brendan, because you were there.
I was there. I was filming.
You were filming. Now, talk us through this, because I've got the video queued up here as well. Now, I haven't watched it because you told me not to.
Yeah, hold on. It's pretty good. So it's been out a few times this season on the Saturdays as well as the private day. Had a couple of goes previously, and they were still sorting a few things out with the car. So Saturday was D-Day, I guess, with the track the way it was, the weather the way it was. If it was going to happen, that was going to be it. And I think third pass in, he ended up wrapping off that 6-second pass.
Yep.
And luckily enough, I was down there with the camera, so managed to get it all on video.
All right. Well, you told me to queue it up. I've queued it up.
Yeah, if you want it, it's about 5 minutes long, so the pass is, I think, about the 3-minute mark. If you want.
So do you want us to get into about here? Is that
Yep. That's it. That's the start of it. So about this time in the afternoon, they'd had another spray down of the track, so it was starting to come on again. A bit earlier on, the track was still really good. Just the boys are having a bit of dramas getting it down quick enough.
Some great video here, Brendan.
Yeah, come out alright.
Do you have any in-car footage?
I didn't on these ones. It was a bit hard on the private day because I couldn't tell when the cars were coming out. They weren't coming out in groups; they were just coming out randomly. So to run cameras back and forward, I was just going to miss too much, I think.
Wow.
Gee whiz.
There it is.
Almost dipped into the 7s.
Yeah.
6 7s, I mean. Oh, we've got a bit of music here as well.
Yeah, there's a little bit at the start and a little bit here as well. It was.
I noticed the separation there is quite aggressive.
Yeah.
I want to turn it down. I don't want to. Do we have the rights to this music?
I don't.
So we better not. We better not. Crank it up.
I mean, you can hear how quickly the power's coming in.
Yep.
And they were trying to get it in even faster. Like chatting to Tony afterwards, he was, having a look at it, and he thinks he can get it in even quicker again. So, you see the separation pretty much. What was it? Would you say before the 60, Simon? It was pretty quick.
Yeah. I just was trying to work out all the backslapping there.
But you've got a good moment there, I think, after the race there, and it was really good video. You've done really well.
Thank you.
That's magnificent.
Yeah, it was.
Did anyone else run fast?
Yeah, the cars were getting down.
Anyone else run a 6?
No, it was anyone that got down to the 6s. I think Kev got back down to a 7-1. You'll probably correct me if I'm wrong, but he was, eventually.
He told me that he PB'd in the 60 and PB'd speed.
Yeah,
but he couldn't. He couldn't get it done.
Darryl got down to a 7-2 in the Tirana.
Now, speaking of lap records, I had to throw this one in as well. This one caught my eye. Todd, did you see this one? Wanneroo Raceway? The Hyundai Excel lap record has been broken. Brett Sheriff in the number 95, 1 minute 11 seconds.
I need to hear about it.
.998.
But
Threw that in.
That would be 112.
Well, we're talking lap records, so I felt it was another lap record from the weekend.
But actually, credit where credit is due. That is.
What was the old record?
I think he held it as well, but it might have been in the 12s.
So hang on, let's take a step back here. That's quick for an Excel around Wanneroo.
Oh, definitely.
That is moving.
What's your lap record around?
I can't remember. Not that fast, probably. Probably a lot slower. He would have had time to pull in.
Was that on the short track or the long track?
I think it was a long track.
Yeah, long track.
Long track.
It was a big event down at Barbagallo Raceway, actually. It was quite a...
Were they allowed to...
It was on Saturday, so...
So, I don't really get all the lockdown stuff, to be honest with you.
Well, there's no lockdown. We're not in a lockdown. We're not... With the lockdown finished last
No,
Monday.
but they had this thing. They had this announcement, and I heard it clearly, and I thought there's a bit of irony if they go ahead with crowds at Optus Stadium. But they were asking, club sporting events to not have crowds.
Yeah.
To just have the players and not even their family attend. It was a community announcement that I heard.
No, well, that's my boys. Well, one team, my youngest son played. We had to wear masks, but the oldest one didn't play. His game got cancelled.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to go to Wanneroo because Denver was home and I was going to come up and have a look. France was racing in Formula V, of course. But even Saturday morning, I'm kind of like, am I allowed to go? Am I not?
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I didn't really research it enough, and I kind of did some other stuff, and then I went, I should have gone for a look. And someone
You're
rang
allowed
me.
to attend. You're allowed to
Yeah, I was confused.
Are you actually? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
the only
you
reason
were.
why the football,
Do you know?
the football was cancelled was because of it. That's 45,000 people. That had to put a line through that, and that's understandable too.
Yeah, but why didn't they sort of just say this many?
Yeah, point taken.
And 40,000
I can't believe the Dockers lost.
I can. I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say that.
Wow.
No, but I mean,
Alienate
with
too
their
many listeners.
form and the Eagles' form, you would think. I mean, they got thrashed.
It was a good win.
Don't antagonise people.
Not if you're a
We have
Dockers.
some good listeners, so yeah, hello to all of our Dockers friends.
Not
and
if
Bears
you're a
friends.
Dockers supporter, Nick. It wasn't a good win if you.
Just hello to them
Anyway.
all. We love you either way.
Well, and I think if you're
I think it's time for a break, Nick.
Yeah, but hang on, if you're a Dockers fan, you weren't allowed to go watch the game, and it wasn't a home game for the Fremantle, so you had to buy a ticket that currently is not refundable.
Oh, really? Why wouldn't it be? It
Should
surely
be
would
refundable, yeah.
have to be.
Yeah, I've heard
It was
rumour.
an Eagles home game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you remember, you're fine.
Why am I fine? I don't think I'm getting my money back
Yeah, but you pay for the whole year.
Are you a member?
for the Eagles. Yeah,
You told me that you were cancelling your membership.
but I didn't.
And on that bombshell,
Yeah, well,
What was your point, Todd? Yeah,
I was just
sorry.
saying that apparently it's
I cut you off.
subject to rain checks.
Look, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be pursuing the Eagles for one game. So, but
Yeah.
others may.
Yeah.
I'm not. But it's only
Anyway,
one game.
we'll see. No, that was it.
Okay, I thought you were going to like lump me
No.
with something there, something
No.
big.
NHRA EV
No,
class.
we're going to take. You know what? We'll take a break. On that note, we're queued up for right there to take a break. There, we'll take a break, and we're going to be talked back with the NHRA EV class right after this. All right, Talking Power Podcast, episode 110. You're listening to us on 88.5 FM, where the Valley comes alive, and iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts from. All right, NHRA, they finally, whether it's right or wrong.
How many years, Nick? How many years have I been saying this?
You've been saying that a long time.
It needs to happen.
It needs to happen, I guess. Look, at the end of the day, I've had this discussion. We should really get Midnight Bob on because he loves EV racing. I'm yet to be convinced myself, but I do think it's the way.
Hang on.
Hang on. Shout out to some fans of Targa as well who run EVs and listen to the show.
100%.
Listen.
Hello.
Hi.
We need to take a break. I need to cue something up on the video here, and we'll do this. Hang on. Let me do this.
We're gonna take a break here, and
We're taking a break from our break.
yeah. Okay, so Simon's back, and we are now.
Okay, so I want you guys to watch this pass and tell me that this isn't 1960s Top Fuel.
It is. I mean, I must admit, it is pretty cool.
All right, get ready, boys. Look at that flux. It's warping the space-time continuum. Look at that. You cannot tell me that that's not exciting to watch. Look at those motors burning themselves up there.
So that's a 7 in 24 at 186 mile an hour. That is pretty
Now
fast.
that
That's
was
in 2016.
correct. That was the quickest and fastest pass, and I believe that that's still quicker than Don Garlitz's record-holding pass. So the guy that owns Lone Star EV in Texas is a guy by the name of Johnny Metric. We've spoken about him on the show before. And I rang him and I said, how come you never claimed the record? And he said, oh, I'm Johnny Metric. No one knows who Johnny Metric is. Everyone knows who Don Garlitz is. But that is old DC technology, and they are 4 conventional EV motors that you can buy that he coupled together, and that is the drivetrain that's in Don Garlitz's car. Unfortunately, the modern AC stuff is, you don't have brushes disintegrating and, it's sort of, it looks like the scene from Back to the Future where the DeLorean's getting up to 88 mile an hour, you know what I mean? The first time I saw it, I was like, oh my God, we need to be doing this now. Unfortunately, the technology's come so far now that I don't know whether it'll be, as exciting to watch. And you can picture those guys. Let's say EV racing was a real thing back in 2016. They would have towed back in the pits. The pit crew would have got to work. They would have pulled out the 4 motors, bolted 4 new motors in, swapped the battery pack, and got ready to tow out, just like a fuel team. I mean, we strip the motors down, we replace everything other than the block, if we're lucky. You know what I mean?
On a good day.
I just thought that was really cool. And if we have structured drag racing or EV drag racing around something like that back then, that it would be more accepted now. Because you would have seen big blow-ups.
Yeah.
You know, they were taking, just like they were in the 60s, where they went and got a 426 from the local Hemi dealer, you know, and bolted it in, put their cam, whatever in. Those guys basically do the same. So they're a production motor for an EV conversion. They're a Warp 9 or something like that. They're up to Warp 11 now, I think. And what they would do is double the thickness of the cable going to the brushes, contour the brushes so that they're already radiused, spray a heap of insulation everywhere, dress the commutator with the stone, paint all the windings and everything. And so basically hot rod the motor, you know. So where are they going? Where's the NHRA going? Do we have any rules?
No, there's no rules.
Just
the
a
rules,
discussion at this
It's
stage.
a discussion, but it's a discussion for it's coming in next year. So I find it interesting. We'll have to watch this space really closely because
is it going to be dragsters or is it going to be sedans?
they haven't said. They haven't.
You know,
said,
is it going to be like super stock or a stock eliminator?
Well, in their own words, they're saying this is what they said: with the rise of performance electric street vehicles, also comes the need for the NHRA to provide a safe place to race and a platform for competitors to evolve and demonstrate their capabilities.
Well, I can tell you guys, Mr. Metric from Lone Star EV,
Yep.
he sells a 3,000 shaft horsepower package. You get a motor, a controller, and a set of batteries, right? And, you know, I thought, wow, this is the future, you know. I want to buy 2 of these, you know, because if 3,000 is good, 6,000's got to be better, you know. They're $100,000 US per package, right?
All right.
And I said, Johnny, I can't afford that. I'm sorry. It's just way out of it. And he goes, how much was your Hemi? And I said, yeah, that's true, but I own my Hemi, you know. How often do you have to put conrods in it and valve springs and valves and pistons?
You know,
and
when you said
gudgeon
100,000, I didn't think that was much at all. I know it's a lot of money.
Maybe
but
for you, Nick.
No.
For
It's
me,
a lot
that's
of money.
a lot of money.
But if we're talking, like, you just justified it yourself. Like, compare that to a Hemi.
No doubt. And the running costs, you know, like I said, you get about 16 laps out of a set of rods. You get maybe 20 laps out of a set of valves, 20 laps out of a set of pistons. So yeah, it's justifiable, but I don't have $100,000 US. And see, American dollars are like this big. Australian dollars are, you know.
Actually, no, we're a bit closer at the moment. We're back in the 80s.
Are we in the 80s?
No, we're not in the 80s.
Don't say that. Jeez,
We're 77.
Did we hit the 80s?
We were in 62 not too long ago, so look.
But did we hit the 80s?
We're at 45 when I bought my Hemi.
Yeah, all right, well.
We haven't hit the 80s, have we?
No, not quite, but we got close.
I was going to say.
We did hit the 80s, but we came back down.
What day was that?
No, this is a few weeks ago.
I didn't. Well, I've been watching it for about 6 months. Didn't see a day where it hit the 80s.
We hit 80. We did hit 80.
We had to watch closer then. That's what that tells me.
Yeah. But I'd say, you know, we should do something, you know, get a motor for the Bear Baracus and call it the ACDC team. I don't know.
And we'll take the wrap off and we'll say we're back in black.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
people that would be getting that joke, but anyway. I want to do a bit of a shout out to our friends Harry Haig and Courtney and his son. Cordy. Haul Ass Garage. If you listen to us, go head on over to their station. They do their channel. Sorry, Haul Ass Garage. They do some really great stuff. You really need to watch these guys.
Have you seen the what do they call it?
The NASCAR trailer that they just bought?
No,
Have you seen that
That's
thing?
pretty funny. Yeah.
I can't talk about that trailer. I can't talk about it. I'm sorry. I'm sworn to secrecy.
Oh, do tell.
No. The Falcon.
Yeah.
What do they call the Falcon? The Yardbird or something?
Yeah, something like. Oh, geez,
Is that what
I
it's
can't
called?
remember now. Jeez, I'm gonna have to check.
There is a video of Harry cutting circlip grooves. I kid you not. So He bought what's the truck engine called? The LS truck engine?
The LQ or LM?
Yeah, I think LQ.
Yeah.
Anyway, and some of them have a pressed pin, right? And they're very weak, apparently, the bottom ends. So Harry got a set of the other conrods, and instead of buying a set of pistons, he got a gudgeon pin and a plate and bolted one side of the piston in and then held it in a lathe and then cut his own circlip grip. I kid you not. I think he's gone 9-0 in it now, yeah?
Bird dog.
Bird dog.
Bird dog. There you go. Bird dog.
Magnificent project that they've got going on. I haven't seen how fast they've gone with it yet, actually.
I've got a feeling it's 9-0. I could be wrong. I'm sure that...
Well, it might be in this video. Let me just...
We're watching ads for...
Well,
yeah.
who knows?
Is that a... Oh, no, I can't mention that on the radio.
Are you confused? That's a machine gun.
That's not what
Why
I
are
was-
we watching a video?
That's not what I was
Oh, it's a
confused
gel
about.
blaster. There we go. Let's go to the end of the video. Anyway,
Let's but yeah, head to it does some great stuff. He's a pretty funny guy.
I'm pretty sure it's run a 9 flat, and I think it's well on its way to running an 8.
Yeah.
I think it went 150 something mile an hour. So, yeah, it's well and truly there. And they built the whole car for I don't know 7,000 or something.
That's crazy, isn't it? It's good.
But there's some interesting engineering. I can't remember. He told me what the front struts and the cross member were out of, but they weren't out of a Falcon. I don't know what they were out of. I think what they do is scour the local farms for cars.
Well, they're from Shepparton. There's a few farms that way, so I'm sure there's an abundance of parts.
Customers
lying
there,
about.
Nick? You got customers?
Yeah, we have a very. Not myself personally, but the company I work for, we have lots of. Some of our biggest customers are from Shepparton, actually.
There you go.
So yeah, great.
Shout
place.
out to Shepparton.
Shepparton. Yeah, I've been there. I like Shepparton. Hello to Leah.
They used to have a big air show there, didn't they?
Yeah. Yep. Hello to Leo Schundebik, if you're listening. I don't think he is, but just in case he is. Hello. Hey, you know, we've got to cover off. We're going to do some Q&A time. Bit of Q&A. We had a bit of a Q&A session. But before we get to that, the new Ranger releases their Raptor X. $80,000 now for... It's still for... I know, I'm baiting him. I've got the line out. The line is out. $80,000 for a 4-cylinder. It's still the 2-litre bi-turbo deal. Where does it end with the... You know what my question is, don't you?
I think Simon and I are laughing at the same thing, but anyway, we'll move on. We'll grow up.
What are you laughing at?
No, we're moving on. It's fine.
Well, this is the subject we're talking about.
Yeah, no, just part of
Sorry, Nick.
Simon left the
I
room.
missed that. Sorry.
Anyway, $80,000 for the Raptor X.
It's a joke, but people.
Still cheaper than a Land Cruiser.
Yeah, thank you. Still cheaper than a Land Cruiser, and it's the Ford name. People go, "Oh, it's a Ford Raptor." And in America, you get a V8 or a V6 twin turbo. Hello, Ford. Wake up. Where's our V6 twin turbo? Done.
Yeah. So that's my question. I guess that's what I'm trying to lead you guys to. At what point do
Cobra.
we...
XC Cobra.
Yeah.
What?
XC Cobra.
XC Cobra.
What about
What
it?
performance parts did the XC Cobra have on it?
Zippo.
True.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but there's too many layers here now of Ranger. We go from, you know, XLS, then we go to Wild Track, then we go to Raptor, now we go to Raptor X. But yet the engine lineup is exactly the same across all.
If you want
four.
a good...
Isn't there one with a V6 in it?
Not in Australia, no.
No.
That's what I'm saying. America gets the V6 twin turbo.
It's not the same platform, but it's a different truck.
And it's actually it's an F-150 chassis,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's a different platform.
If you want a good truck, a bit cheaper, go buy a Mercedes.
You can't get them anymore.
Yeah, Nick reckons they stopped making them.
Or buy
Or
D-Max.
stop bringing them back into the country.
Buy D-Max then.
I tell you, And I got into a discussion last night with a grey nomad about this, and she's got a Colorado, and has a Mr. Beat for her, and she's thinking about downsizing, and I said, "Look,
how much you want for it? I'll make an offer now."
Yeah, you know what? I told her the same thing. I said, you won't have any problem selling that.
Oh, damn.
And I suggested a Hyundai i30 or something like that.
Yeah, great car.
Yeah. And cheap right now compared to four-wheel drives.
And specky. Like, I've driven one of the high car. They are really nice.
It's just really interesting. I'm curious to know how much can you ask for a Ranger and still offer it with the same engine and
$250, Nick.
Yeah, $250,000.
$250,000. What do you reckon, Brendan?
Yeah.
I'm not buying in.
Can't we get a Coyote? Like, at what point does the feedback or does the
COVID tax, mate. COVID tax. Coyote powered Ranger would be at least $3 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you know what? We do have time for a break now. So on that note, we'll have a break here, and we'll be back with a bit of Q&A time. So we'll be back right after this. All right, welcome to the Talk and Power podcast, episode 110 on 88.5 FM. I'm Nick DeChembra, joined by Todd Brinkworth, Simon Gozzo Travellini, and Brendan Franklin over there. All right.
So, hey, listen, so during the break, we've decided that we're going to go into manufacturing Coyote-powered Rangers.
Yep.
So anyone that wants to order one, just jump on the website.
Head to info at talkandpower.net.
And put through, we're going to need a $100,000 deposit.
Yeah. You got to EFT that stuff.
And the car. You've got to re-own the car, and we'll convert it for you.
Oh, yes. Is it it's in like an exchange deal, is it? Yeah. Okay.
No, we'll do theirs.
Yeah.
We'll do theirs.
Well, we'll try and get one in, we'll start with one and we can do an exchange deal instead. So that way we can deliver
have
on
one
time.
in stock.
Yeah, we can.
And then what we do is we go do it in Queensland.
Yep.
And then...
Hey. McGowan might be listening to this. No, Queensland.
No, I was about to say we do it in Queensland because then we can import American cars and charge 4 times as much to make them right-hand drive. But anyway.
Hey, Eamon wants to know. He said, I want to know a bit more about what goes on at Allfast and more about Gonzo's other cars. He talked about his XY, but I'm too young to know much about it. So... over to you, Simon.
Can we chip in first, or no? Or let Simon go?
With it, what goes on there?
Well, what you do is you go.
It depends when you're there.
You go to Allfast. You watch Simon wander around in circles for 14 hours.
Yeah, there's a lot of me walking around with a phone stuck to my ear. And then that happens a lot.
If you're lucky, you'll learn how to build a transmission because Simon somehow manages to do that while he's on the phone walking around in circles.
So primarily the guys that actually do work there, which doesn't include me, they build torque converters. I'm over on the other side of the shop, so I do the transmission and the chassis work. And right now, at this very moment, just to give you a bit of a snapshot, the XY's at home. It's waiting for some tyres, and hopefully we'll be ready for the next club run. So we've got a full chassis 34 coupe being powered by an Outlaw Performance blown big block that we're the chassis on the chassis jig at the moment. Maybe legal for Wednesday nights because it's a hot rod. Who knows?
I saw that the other day. That was pretty impressive.
We've got a HB Tirana.
Yeah.
HB Tirana powered by a big block that we're doing some chassis work to. Got a 2J X275 100% legal ladder bar rear end car that we're doing the rear end on, factory rails, factory tub. There's a GDR in there that's got one of our turbo 400 conversions and a 3025 with an 88mm on it, and there's a VF SS in for a transmission. So there's a snapshot.
You forgot my favourite car.
Which the VK?
The VK.
The VK's still there, but
it's on its way out.
It should be. Yeah. I mean, we've done everything that needs to be done to it. It's basically just got to go for a tune. So
love that car.
Yes, that's a VK with a 417 and an 871. 417 LS motor, probably more your era, being an LS.
My era?
No, his era.
Oh yeah.
Eamon's era.
It would be. Yeah.
And yes, with the 871. 20, what are they? 24 inch
Yeah, I think so.
24-inch rears and 20-inch fronts. Was that the Shannon's?
Yeah, there's video of it.
Yeah.
I tried to get as much as I could in between the rain of that car.
Because race car?
Yeah, trying to chamois it down.
So that's... and my own cars, well, I actually want to cull the fleet, to be honest with you. The BA is still sitting there, gathering dust. I don't know what to do with that. I've got another, I've got the beach buggy, which we took for a drive the other day. That was great fun. And I've got another car tucked away at home, which is a mid-engine, small block powered Chevy Corvair, which I really would like to clear the workshop out so I can bring that to work and do a restoration on it, because it's something that I've owned since I was a teenager, and I just dig it because it's so different. But yeah, that's what we do, and that's some of the cars that I've got, and hopefully sometime soon you'll see the XY trolling around on the streets.
You've had the XY for a long time, eh?
Yeah.
It's like almost 30 years.
1995.
I remember you buying
26 years. Yeah.
I remember you buying it.
Yep.
Just.
95. Yeah.
Tell our listeners that was at one stage it was a 2-door.
Yes, correct. Yes, that car, that body shell, was converted to a 2-door using some American doors. The XR Falcon came out as a 2-door in America. It was the last Falcon they made in America. The car was being built for a superstock class called AMS, which still exists now. So very heavy class. I needed to be around 3,600 pounds, I think, from memory. I can't remember I think it's 7.5 pounds per cubic inch. And I had converted it to 2-door, but Andra didn't accept it, so we had to convert it back to a 4-door.
I remember
and then I never ended up running an MS with the car anyway. I went straight to Modified Street Modified Street Blown, actually, in the Australian Pro Street Association.
Yep. Which
I thought was a cool class. I thought Modified Street was the epitome of a street car. Had to have the early version of the rules had to have standard suspension in a standard location, using factory components, glass windows, steel body other than boot, bonnet and bumpers. But things evolve, rules get manipulated, and towards the end I couldn't really tell the difference between a door slammer and a
isn't it funny how things change? I know. Yeah.
And I was going to say, I'm going to cast your mind back here.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the photo for tonight, but I have a photo of when you debuted that car at a hot rod show at the Claremont Showgrounds. And I'm pretty sure...
No, I actually debuted it at the All Ford Day.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But close to that date was a car show, and I'm pretty sure you took out the Dyno Day.
No, Eddie won the Dyno Day, and I came second.
That's right. Yeah. This is only our first question too. This is great.
Anyway, life goes on.
Anyway, Eamon, I hope that answers some questions. I think it's probably asked some more. The next one is from Stefan. What happened to the videos, and when will we get a shed tour of Allfast? And also, what happened to the intro from the Whom capital of the world? I can't remember. The rest of you got politically correct or something. It's not too late to fix it.
Did we get politically correct?
So I'm going to have to answer that. I'll answer the second half of that question. So from the Whom capital of the world, what happened in the Whom capital of the world? To answer your question, Stefan, when we went onto community radio, we felt it wasn't appropriate to say from the Whom capital of the world, so that's why we got rid of it.
It was deemed that we were encouraging hooning.
Yeah, but I take your point on board. Perhaps we can go back for the podcast, the old intro.
Because we've left all the encouraging hooning to Brendan and Todd.
I own a full drive car. I can't do anything stupid in my car.
I've seen you do stupid things.
So I'll answer that. That's the reason why. But I take your point on board. Perhaps for the podcast, we can go back to the Hoon capital of the world, and we can leave the radio one as is. But
and what about the videos?
Well, he wants a shed tour of Allfast.
No, but I think what he's trying to say is that the videos were pretty funny, the stupid stuff that we used to do.
Yeah, okay.
Well, what happened was that we had kids, married, got mortgages, and yeah.
I was about to say though, watch this space, because there is plans for me to, when I put my finger out, try and at least get down to Allfast and get some more video content out when Simon's doing wacky things.
I'm not planning on. Well, the Camry's got to come back out.
Oh, and there's and the special guest car that's coming from Japan very shortly that you won't let me touch, but we're going to anyway.
He says no.
Yeah, well, apparently, and we might have a special guest that wants to come for a tour of Allfast one day.
What did it? Is it here or is it still on its way?
It's apparently at the docks.
I heard you sold it. Did you sell it or not?
I may have bought two, so I may have sold another one for profit. Anyway, moving on.
Do you want to tell our listeners? I mean, we know what it's about, but do you want to tell our listeners? No.
No, Simon knows that I'm going to do it, and he's just going to be on air after it happens and go, I told you so.
All I'll say is this.
Yep.
Conrods are made out of licorice.
Yeah. And I don't have much hair.
Have boxes of conrods we can show you, Nick.
I don't have much hair.
Yeah.
See, I don't have much.
Yeah.
But when we took the sump off a said car, there were conrod filings in my hair for the next week.
So, look, part of the thing is there's a car I'm buying that has a Toyota V6 motor in it, and I want to spray it with 100 shot of nitrous, and I'm not allowed to.
No.
Even a 50 shot, apparently.
No. What we should do is that when I finally get the Camry sorted, is take everything out of the Camry and put it into that.
We could do.
Unless it's heavier, which with Toyota, who knows?
No, it's 1,400 kilo, I think. 1,400? No, 1,600, sorry. It's
it's heavier.
It's a heavy girl. She's a heavy girl.
I don't understand, right, how a V6 Camry with an aluminium engine, it's aluminium, is heavier than a VL Commodore with a cast iron V8. How is that possible?
Because you get mod cons in the Toyota, like aircon and flappy pedal gearboxes and stuff like that.
No.
Didn't have any of that.
Oh, well, mine does. Mine even speaks Japanese.
No, my Camry doesn't even have power windows.
Jesus.
So when is this thing arriving?
Any day now, but it'll be about 3 or 4 weeks before I have it in my hand.
Okay, all right. I'll look forward to going for a drive in it.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Am I allowed to drive it?
Yeah, sure.
Is it manual or auto?
No, auto. Tiptronic. All the ducks nuts.
Does Brendan know what we're even talking about?
Yeah,
I can't remember. Did you tell me?
I think your photo of it.
They make this thing that there's like a Corolla that's got a V6 in it.
Just give it away.
It is ridiculous. It is like...
And you bought two?
Yeah.
Well, if one's good, two's got to be better.
Why have one when you
I
have
was
two?
spewing when he sold the first one because I thought, I wonder how much he wants for it.
Oh, there's I can get you another one. What colour do you want?
Anyway.
Silver, red, blue?
White.
Have a look now.
We got one more question.
Corporate.
Daniel, our friend Daniel, good guy Daniel.
He is a good guy.
Top bloke.
He's certainly a person that believes that superchargers hanging out of the bonnet can be considered street.
He certainly can. He preaches from the
from the hat.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Daniel is, go back to our our Southwest Indoor Motor Show episode. He has got the XC Falcon with the ghost stripes. Loved it. Anyway, he says you guys should set up a chat, sit down, and have everyone come over, have a barbecue, etc. I think it's a good idea, actually.
Well, yeah, I'd like to do something like that.
Yep. So like a bit of a Q&A. We have people. We get a few cars. Got a bit of a show happening. Fire up the barbecue. Yeah, I like that.
When we come out of this mask-wearing, COVID whatever.
You can't really plan around that. You just got to plan it and hope.
Yeah.
You can't say wait, because at the end of the day,
Well,
wait.
how many more weeks have we got of the mask wearing?
2 at least.
I thought it was only a week.
No, 2. But,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
he's saying the 8th of May.
Which is,
But
Yeah.
but this will go 2 weeks. I'm telling you. Anyway, no big deal.
what, do you know someone like everyone else?
No, I'm just saying that's
You
what
have,
will
you have
happen.
a friend, sister's cousin that works at the hospital that
I do.
cleans the bins?
I do.
We can't have this conversation on air. We'll get in too much trouble. Hey?
Hey, I think on that note, we should take a break, and we'll be back with more. What do we got? What do we got after? Oh, Targa West. I want to talk Targa West, Todd, with you. I want to talk Targa West right after the break. All right, episode 110 of the Talk and Power podcast on 88.5 FM, where the Valley comes alive. We've got Brendan Franklin in the studio, Simon Gonzo Travellini, Todd Brinkworth, and I'm Nick DeChembry. Now, Todd, I want to wrap up Targa West, the sprint championship. How did that all go? We didn't get a chance to get down to the last event, but how'd that all end up?
While Todd's writing notes about Targa
They have a
West.
freaking pen. No, no. This is great. Live and dangerous.
Tamiya's wild one.
Yes, Tamiya's wild one. Here, do you want the mouse so you can know what to do?
Have you guys checked this out? Who checked
No.
it out, Breno?
No.
Oh,
It's
mate.
mid.
I should have bought my one in. Not my real, not a life-size one, but I got the original.
So when dinosaurs like Nick and I were young,
Hey, I've got one. Jesus.
they had these remote
Calm down.
control cars, and Tamiya was arguably the most popular brand. They had the Frog,
Yes.
Wild Willie,
Yeah.
yep,
The Hornet.
the Hornets,
The Hornet.
yes.
Shout out to actually a new listener
And-
who has the name Hornet in his name. Anyway, move along.
and the Wild one. Now Tamiya is re-releasing the Wild one, but they're also releasing a life-size one that is 8/10 scale. Is that correct?
8/10. That's correct. Yep.
Which is one. It's
Isn't that
4/5.
I didn't get that either when I read that. 8/10. Why 8/10? Isn't that 4/5?
I guess it sounds better, doesn't it?
It's 4/5 of. No, hang on, I can't say that, can I?
Maybe that's why they didn't call it 4/5.
Ah, good point. Of course.
That's a dad saying to my late father. That used to. My sister and I used to get told that all the time.
Now, I don't think that this is ever going to be a Tesla beater with its massive 4 kilowatt motor. And it's a non-awe-inspiring 48 kilometre an hour top speed. Nonetheless, how crazy is it that an RC company would decide to build a full-size car?
I think it's awesome too. I'm looking. I saw photos of the full-size version, but I think it's awesome. I really do.
I honestly, I couldn't tell whether it was the RC version. I was wondering, is this an April Fool's thing, or is this legit?
No, so yeah, look, I mean, Tamiya, I mean, what a brand name as well.
Oh, 100%.
Huge brand name from many, many years ago.
They were the one that brought real remote control cars to the masses.
Yes.
Because you could buy those things that were pre-made, but they didn't have like a proper RC unit with servos, and you didn't assemble it. Whereas these were the first of those that we saw in Australia anyway, mass produced. There were a plethora of companies that were making proper racing ones, but as far as something for the masses, Tamiya was definitely. And of course, I'm sure that we all built a Tamiya model, a 1/25th scale or bigger scale model of Formula One or whatever your favourite car.
Yeah.
I know that I built dozens of Tamiya models when I was a kid. Pretty exciting, really.
Yeah, it was.
Do you think they'll make a Wild Willie? Because I'll be lining up to buy that one.
Or Vanessa's lunchbox. Remember Vanessa's lunchbox? The monster, the truck, the van. It was the van. It was
I've got one of those.
a Chev van, wasn't it?
It was a Chev van. Yeah.
Was it a rip off of the shagadelic
No,
van
it
from
was-
Scooby-Doo?
not really.
It was bright yellow.
Yeah.
It had Ness's lunchbox sticker on the back and was on monster truck wheels.
Oh.
And did monster wheel stands. Monster wheel stands.
But that was based on the frog chassis, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because the Blackfoot was the frog chassis as well.
Yeah. I think so.
So it has the
To me-
horizontal rear shock.
To me, Wild Willie was that was,
Yeah.
the ultimate, I reckon. Anyway,
Now, it's great to see. What's old is new again, eh? There's no doubt about it.
we couldn't buy full size ones when we were kids.
I know.
Any idea on the price?
Nah, they haven't said.
I was about to say, don't even try buying a Tamiya RC car at the moment. They're about $400 for a decent one.
For a new one or an old one?
Nah, what they call them is re-releases now.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
If you try and buy a collector one, you can go buy a new Ranger.
I doubt it.
But anyway.
So what do you reckon my Kyosha Integra's worth?
A lot.
You reckon?
Oh yeah. I'll buy it off you. See, that's it's worth a lot when I say I'll buy it off you, don't you?
Anyway, have you had enough time to work
Yeah,
out
we
what
on-
happened
we
to
on-
Targa?
Well, we kind of had a look, so...
I thought we were preparing for this about 2 weeks ago. You said you wanted to do this. So
Did I?
Yeah.
You wanted to
No, we're going to go
At
down.
the board meeting, you said that you thought that you should have
at
a
our
segment.
production meeting that we had.
We had a production meeting?
Yeah.
We're calling it a production meeting now.
Was I there?
Board meeting, production
Board meeting. I thought it was a board meeting. I was bored.
Brendan looks pretty bored over there.
I'm trying to read it. Was this the one down in Albany?
No, this is
the collation of all the sprint events, basically. So from the Motorplex.
Okay. Oh, the sprint. Yes.
So,
A GT3 Porsche is leading the points.
yeah, so that was the Porsche GT3 RS of Jeffrey Foster.
The Motorplex track, you could almost do it in a NASCAR, right?
Almost.
It's the left turn at the end. And
Shout out to our friend Chris Caruso, who came second overall in the points.
Oh, so the season's over.
Yeah, it's finished. Yeah.
So
Oh,
now-
wow. Gee, that was quick.
Well,
Yeah.
this is 2020 season ran into 2021
Right,
because
yeah.
of COVID.
Yep.
So now, yeah, technically...
So we're kicking off the 2021, 2022.
2021 actually started before the 2020 season finished. Is
yeah,
that right?
I think so. I'm confused as well. So
completely
Smithy
no
and
sense, but-
Ross Tapper, I have been paying attention. I do know that there's actually a presentation dinner coming up at the Breakwater Tavern, which of course is owned by one of the competitors.
I just want to run through this, okay? So Jeffrey Foster,
Yeah.
took out the championship in his GT3
In the
Porsche.
modern category. Just add that, modern 2008 category.
Oh,
By
okay,
category.
okay.
Yeah.
And number 2 was a
Dodge Viper.
Dodge Viper. Chris Caruso, Dodge Viper.
Who we've got to go see one day. And actually, speaking of, David Heaton, third, who is doing the presentation dinner at the Breakwater Tavern.
Okay.
And that's a modern Nissan GTR.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to scroll down, aren't I? This is great. This is great tonight, actually. This is,
Our best work.
Yeah. So, early modern, is that what I'm getting to? So, shout out to Will White in the Evo 9.
Yeah, it's
And
an
then,
Evo 9.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, look, Evo, hang on.
No, that's a...
996 Turbo
Yeah.
of Andy.
Yep.
Shout out to Mark, who came third in the early modern class. I think the unfortunate DNF
These
at
Evos,
Targa
for as far as the eye can
Southwest.
see,
Yeah, they should just have the Targa Evo Cup, if you ask me.
just called the Evo Cup.
Yeah. Or as we want to...
Evo West.
Yeah. And
So just out of curiosity, where did the Lotuses end up?
I'm looking for them still. I don't know. Somewhere here.
They're still changing the supercharger belt.
I don't think they can. Oh no, sorry, I'll take that back. He has.
Yeah,
There's
they are
Peter,
fourth.
Yeah.
Can you just shout out to Damien Heaton? He's actually engaged to my cousin, Damien Heaton.
There you go.
There you go.
That one there.
And the Evo X, Evo 10.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, I heard the last event was quite good. And there's a few...
Where was it?
At the Plex.
Oh, yeah.
And I know there's a few sort of drivers in amongst this that have new cars lined up for the new season, which will be quite interesting. And all things being equal, hopefully Targa West this year will have some new cars, new competitors, and it will be bigger than ever because, yeah.
I need to clarify what I said before. So what I meant was the 2021 season of Targa had commenced
Yes.
prior to its sprint series finishing. So
Yes.
that's what I meant.
That's
Sorry
right.
about that. Hello to David and Ross.
Yeah, hi.
I'll be really disappointed with you, Todd.
I know, will be. I'll get a message.
And so you should.
So I should. Like I said, look, I'll be honest, and this is my little 2 cents. I read Targa Taz in our notes, and I didn't get any further because Targa Taz made me angry. I closed the email down. It made me angry because, as we all know, there was 2 incidents at Tasmania, Targa Taz. Shout out
Tragic.
Shout out to a national news carrier that went full Karen and wants to ban all motorsport and published photos of the wrecks online within 5-10 minutes of it happening. That's my disappointing in Targa Tasmania. But condolences to the people that were lost and the families. But disgrace at a national news carrier for basically glorifying the crash.
Are those photos still up?
I believe they've been taken down, but that really upset me and disappointed me.
There were photos up not that long ago. You might want to check again.
Well, but as I said, that's as far as I got. So I know some WA guys are over there. A few of them were a bit shaken by what happened. Look, motorsport is dangerous, people. I've got the sign on my front door. Motorsport is dangerous. It's the risk we take. Probably the same as Simon does when he jumps in a drag car. Look, we're going to learn from this, and again, just shout outs to the family. It's a tragedy. We don't need national news carriers carrying on like absolute about it.
Yeah, but sensationalism is, their clickbait. That's the reality.
Well, they can pee off.
It's not going to... The reality is that if you want to make a change, what you need to do is people in a whole need to stop supporting him. And for as long as people watch stupid shows like Married at First Sight and crap like that, or, what's that tag one?
No, that was ridiculous. That was
but some idiot watched it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, well, we need to move on. I want to talk... no, we're going to have to take a break. So we'll take a break here and we'll be back with more right after this. All right, episode 110 of the Talk and Power podcast, listening to us on 88.5 FM. Now, TCR from Eastern Creek, don't know if you guys caught it. I wasn't terribly impressed with the TCR race, especially the third race.
It's not the race, Nick. It was the drivers.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, it was just... That was... Did you see it, Todd?
I must admit, I watched a bit of it and was a bit about it, which I'd quite like TCR, as everyone knows, but I was a bit
But I don't think this was a TCR race. Wasn't this a safety car race?
Yeah,
and
the third race was certainly...
I was going to add, I could have told you 2.5 weeks ago who the winner was going to be.
Michael Caruso.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
Because he's one of us.
Well, besides that...
West Australia.
I could have just told you the way there was that much hype around him. I mean, good on him. He won, but I could have told you 3 weeks ago it was going to be him that won. And
we need to find out, was the Alpha carrying the weight? I don't think it was. That's the other thing, because the I-30s have copped a bit of weight.
I don't know.
To even them up.
Yeah.
Technically, it was a new car, so I don't think it was. That's the thing. They kind of pulled this new car out, and it was a bit of a... Yeah.
And Lee Holdsworth, if you're listening... He's probably not.
Give us a call. No,
if you are listening...
Maybe not after this.
And if your Alpha breaks down... like, if you can see something that's not quite right, maybe just pull over, off the track, let the race happen, But anyway, hello, Lee. We love you still.
Maybe he thought he was driving the safety car.
Yeah.
It killed me.
Maybe.
Hey, can I have the mouse back?
No.
I want to show you this. This is what I loved about the race from yesterday. It was actually the TCM, the Touring Car Masters.
Masters.
Now
yes.
this is John Bowe here. That's John Bower in a Tirana.
In a Tirana, yes.
Does that kill you?
But he's been racing that all season.
He has. And this is Ryle Harris in the Camaro. Check this out.
Rear tyre condition is struggling to put the horsepower to the ground. At full throttle, Bower goes through. There's the Bower block. Defends immediately on the run up to 2. Ryle is no slouch at all. A bit of bump and grind. They got stuck into each other. There's more damage.
Jeez.
0 drivers willing to give 0 room. And
Now, bear in mind, that is a genuine L34 Tirana.
Which is worth as much as the house in Rockingham right now.
More than a...
No, the good part of Rockingham, not the bad part.
More.
Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. I'd just share that with you guys. This is what I really liked about the race yesterday.
That'd be a genuine Trans Am Camaro too, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd say so, yeah.
Man, that's crazy, because, I mean, they're
they're
$1 million cars.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a few Tiranas.
No, someone had Tiranas, yeah.
That's
I
right.
had
You
a
the
LJ,
hatchback.
had a hatchback, LX 4-door.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember, but
I like Tiranas. I would buy a hatchback if they didn't cost $2 billion.
yeah.
If it wasn't cheaper to launch a satellite.
If you actually want to see a nice touring car hatchback, Bunbury Motor Museum has one in.
Oh, it's magnificent.
It
Wayne
is
Negus's
Who has?
Bunbury Motor Museum.
Bunbury Geograph.
Yeah,
Motor
so that
Museum.
would be Kim Sawyer's car, yeah?
No, it actually belongs to Wayne Negus, they told us.
Wayne Negus must have bought it back off Kim Sawyer, because Kim Sawyer had it last.
Yeah.
So what happened was, this is a crazy story, but it is true. He sold that car as a rolling shell to some boys in Freo who put a 400 Chev in it, and it was registered, and they raced it, mucked around with it, streeted it for quite a few years, and then it came up for sale in an ad in like Perth Streetcar or something, the really early Perth Streetcar, as a rolling shell. And Kim Sawyer went to see it and got it home because he wanted to build a replica, and he noticed that it looked like through the faded paint there was this, red, and he rubbed it back and it was Negus's old car. So then he went on the scrounge for all the genuine, like the twin coil distributor and all the things to restore it. So it's amazing
car.
that it's back in his hands.
Yeah,
It's
beautiful
incredible.
car, absolutely beautiful. It's worth the drive to Bunbury just to see that car. It seriously
And
is.
you guys know the history of that car, that every Bathurst HDT would pay for him to make the trek over, and he would race as one of the official HDT members, and then the rest of the year he'd race here at Barber Gallows, and when the touring car championship came to town, he would be part of the HDT team. And the reason that he got rid of it was because they gave him the VB Commodore, so all the drivetrain out of the Tirana went into the Commodore.
But beautiful car. Go have a look at it. It's worth the trip, as I said.
I wonder where his Commodore ended up.
Well, that's a good question. We should try and speak with him, actually.
Yeah, we should.
It'd be awesome to have him on. All right, look, I just want to quickly touch before we finish. We're running out of time here, but before we finish, IndyCar, Scott McLaughlin, congratulations. Second place on the Saturday in only his third IndyCar race. He's doing really well.
Mate, and he was taking the piss out of the mainstream media. I listened to him tonight on the way here, talking about how top 10 twice in 2 days, but no mention of coming second.
Yeah.
From saying that someone's in the top 10 to second, like that's...
Yeah.
So obviously they're confused with the Sunday race, and they haven't looked at where he finished on the Saturday race.
But that's incredible. This is his rookie year.
Yeah, it's only his fourth race.
His fourth race, and he managed to place second. That is unbelievable.
Also want to touch on just quickly, Tony Stewart looks like he's going to go top fuel racing with his new fiancée, Leah Pruitt, sorry. Jeez, I had a mental blank then. Leah Pruitt. So that'll be quite interesting to see the smoke. Tony Stewart, another NASCAR fame.
Yeah, I didn't get the Smoke. Is that his nickname?
Yeah, that's his nickname, Smoke. Yep.
Why do they call him Smoke?
I'm not sure. I don't know. He's always been known as Smoke during his NASCAR foray, so he'll be going Top Fuel Racing.
Now, isn't there a bit of an age difference between him and...
So I'm going to... Tony Stewart's roughly my vintage, so 46. Leah, I think, is probably in her...
I think
you're right.
in her 20s?
No,
she might be 30.
She's in her 30s, I thought.
Is she?
Yeah,
Is she?
But still, yeah. But hey, if they're happy...
Yeah. So he's been to Frank Hawley's drag racing school, and he's done a lap now.
Yep.
So how did he go?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his ET was, but there's a good video of it on YouTube. You can watch it there. But yeah, I don't know his ET, but he looked pretty versed in the car.
Yeah.
But he's multi-talented, Tony Stewart.
Do you think that he thinks he's getting too old for NASCAR?
Yeah, I would say so. Yep.
Yeah.
And he's ready to roll out in the wheelchair. I mean, Top Fuel.
I actually didn't know he was engaged to Leah. I didn't know that. I only found that out just very recently.
Tony Stewart could be engaged to whoever he wanted to.
Yeah. Congratulations.
On a Nitro note, did you guys catch the Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars on mainstream TV Tuesday afternoon?
No.
I've seen it on 7.
Yeah.
I've seen it before. Not frequently, but I've seen it on there.
I just find that astounding that, I mean, because, that is prime time. That's the kids get home from school and 7 Mate is likely on their list of stations to watch, if they're not on a device, I guess. I don't know. But I just thought, and it was an incredible meeting too. So there was a couple of cars that dipped into the 530s. Absolutely amazing. And the 57 didn't win.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Look at you.
Bombshell.
Controversy tonight.
And they weren't in New Zealand.
All right, well, look, that's it. I think we've gotten through the show tonight. Look, thanks, guys, for coming in. Any other closing thoughts? Or, Brendan, what are you up to? You're taking a bit of time off now?
No. I was checking before I walked up here to see if a video had finished rendering. I got peeps. I've only done one out of... There was 15 cars there, so...
Yep.
I got every pass.
Okay.
Lots of video editing.
Well, we've got a bit of work for you to come up as well. We're planning a few events, so we'll talk about that off air.
But there's no events you're covering now. That's it.
Yeah, unless there's another track hire. I think that's it for a little while. Yep. Oh, actually, there might be a couple of Wanneroo coming up. Like the last time we went out there for, I can't remember what. It was for Nightmaster. So if there's another event like that with some of those cars, I'll try and jump on and get some cameras in there and get some footage.
Cool.
Is it behind the sport?
Yeah.
Those guys were down there as well, so I caught up with them at Barbagallo and at Kwinana during the season. So try and get out a bit more and get some more footage.
So we've got a bit of a break now, yeah?
Yeah, for drags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't unless there's still like the weather pending time to have a couple more private days, I guess. But in terms of the season's finished for now till it starts up again.
Excellent. And Simon, yourself?
Work.
Todd?
Hopefully getting down to the ARC round. So again, Ross Tapper, Dave Smith. The rally, they're actually doing a new Bunbury stage this year on the Friday night, May 21st. So hopefully getting down there and get some footage, see what I can do.
This is ARC you're talking about?
Yeah, so rally.
And on a Friday night in Bunbury. Okay, that's new.
Yeah, that's new. So that's.
I was going to say, I don't recall that.
That should be good. Traditionally, normally they have a super special stage in Busselton. I actually haven't even read if they're having that as usual. But yeah, that should be something different. And
Well, let us know the dates of that. I'd like.
Yeah, 21st of May. And I don't think there's much else on the radar. There's a few events I'll probably out and cover where I'm going to have Phil Morley on shortly.
Yeah, we need to get that locked away. Can we do that for our next episode?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll message him. He's probably listening, so I'll message him and also
so 2
Phil.
weeks. Yep. 2 weeks today.
Because there will be a round of the Speed Event Series down in Albany on the long weekend in June.
Yep, so that's perfect timing for that.
And they are running the Mount Clarence Hill Climb.
And if they announce a lockdown, you guys will leave the night before. Yeah.
I won't be going to the Albany event.
Todd?
I have no comment.
Brendan?
Probably not.
Yeah, as I said, no comment. But I think there's some other events coming up. I will probably have more to say next podcast, next episode, next radio show.
Okay.
Everywhere you can find us, which you haven't actually done tonight. Where can you find us?
I've done it a few times.
Have you?
Stitcher.
Once.
iTunes. They got me in the hot.
Stitcher.
Talkingpower.com.au.
Wherever you buy your... Oh, no, you don't buy them, do you?
Wherever you get your podcast from. Or 88.5 FM. I've said that heaps of times tonight. Saturday mornings, 8:30 to 10 a.m.
There we go. Thank you. At the time.
88.5 FM.
88.5, where the valley comes alive.
Yeah.
On that note, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right.
Talking Power, your motorsport and motoring radio show. Now on 88.5 FM. The Valley Comes Alive. And podcasting across iTunes and talkingpower.com.au.